What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chasing Wild Wonder YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Ben and we have been renovating this 1987 Airstream. And today we're gonna start cutting out the subfloor and getting underneath to find out what's underneath there. So let's go. Okay, so as you can see, last time we removed all the walls and got all the insulation out, and we ended up finding, you gotta walk with me. If you remember from the outside of the Airstream in the back, that is where on these seams we had all that tons of silicone junk that we've been trying to get off for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 videos. We got the walls off and got to see underneath and found out why. It's because these panels had been replaced or at least taken off and repaired. These panels, they weren't even drilled back into the original hole, so obviously there's leaking problems. So hopefully once we get into the floor, we won't find anything that needs to be repaired, like cutting and welding, and hopefully we can just clean the rust off, give it a nice good paint job, and start putting her back together. All right, with that said, let's get to cutting. Subfloor right here. Usually it's going to be plywood or OSB. They started putting OSB in them sometime in the 80s, I think. It's screwed on by a bunch of these big pancake wafer screws or whatever they're called. So we're going to go through and take all this out. Hopefully they come out easily. They're not rusted in. After I get all the screws out, I'm going to take the skill saw, cut a slice right down the middle. These are where's the seams? I have no idea where the seams are. This looks like one big piece of wood, but I highly doubt that. Anyway, usually these are 8x4 pieces of wood, but they're in here lengthwise from edge to edge. I have no idea when we're gonna be able to, or how long it's gonna take for us until we get new subfloor back in. So I'm gonna leave the sides in the C channel, so that way there's some support left in there, and that way, because basically on the edge you have the C channel and then you have the plywood that's in there like that. So if I take that out, then the whole shell is just kind of sitting on this, and over time it might start to bend. So I don't want that to happen. But if I take out most of it, I'll be able to at least clean up the majority of the frame, you know, get the tanks and plumbing taken care of, belly pan, and then right when we're ready to do, I'll take all that stuff out and put new subfloor in. Get ready to cut these boards. So what you want to do is you want to use a skill saw like this, and you want to set your blade depth so that it's just barely not deep enough. So this is 5/8 inch thick board, so I want to set it to like, 4/8 or a 1/16 less than that. So what I did was I just stuck it in this hole just to see how deep it was, and I changed the depth of the blade so that it was not coming out the other side, because I don't want to hit the frame. If I hit that metal frame, it'll mess up the frame or mess up my blade on my saw, or even get hurt, because these are not meant to go through that thick metal. So Oh, of course I got more spray foam.
Oh my god.
I just went slightly deeper with the saw. See if that works better. Yes! Alright, that worked a lot better. Blade was just not deep enough, so I lowered it like a hair more. And it's coming up a lot easier. Oh, alright guys, Sunday morning. Gonna get back at it. I am sore today. My legs killing me. Almost got half the trailer done yesterday. Gonna tackle the back with this plywood piece out that was replaced at some point in Serenity's history. Borrowed a couple tools from a friend last night, so hopefully that'll help. I got a bigger pry bar and I got this oscillating saw from a friend, so hopefully this will help. This will be a big help to get around like the screws and stuff. I'm also hoping I can maybe stick this into as a second, wood's cracking underneath my feet. Run this through as a second pass under the skill saw cuts to hopefully get even farther and make it easier to come up. So I'm not having to rip wood as much as I'm able to just kind of cut it, because this will be a lot gentler than a skill saw on the metal frame. Bounce bad news. It's not the frame. So this whole back piece was replaced at some point. Whoever worked on this trailer was so dumb. But the things that they did to it is just like incomprehensible. Like, really? You did this and you thought that was a good job? Or maybe you didn't. Maybe you were just lazy and didn't really care. Either way. So basically, when they put this plywood in, they, first of all, I believe it's 3/4 inch plywood and you're supposed to use 5/8 plywood, so it's too thick. So it doesn't fit in the C channel. Not to mention it's a little higher than the other plywood that it's sitting right next to. And because it didn't fit into the C channel, they didn't put it in the C channel. That's right. The C channel has had no wood sitting in it. The C channel is sagging. You can kind of see it bends down right there. So unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to lift the shell off, which I did not want to do. Honestly, it might make things easier as far as frame repair and, you know, putting the subfloor back on. Just dumb. There's so many dumb things about this. It's just not really something that you can find out until you actually start tearing it apart. Or there's no way you could find out about it until, you know, before you buy it. It's not like the end of the world, obviously. It's just more time, more money. Tackle one thing at a time, and yeah, hopefully that's the worst of it. So far, the frame is looking pretty solid. I don't see any substantial rust. All right, well, I guess it just means more work, more experience. Honestly, as hard as this work is, like, I honestly am having a lot of fun. I expected that we were gonna find stuff and we were gonna need repairs done. I think I dwelled on the fact that I was, you know, didn't want to lift the shelf for so long that now that realizing I'm probably gonna have to is a bit of a bummer, but really, it's really not that big of a deal. Most people have to take the shell off when they're doing these renovations and restorations. So another thing that whoever did this was so brilliant. Like, why didn't Airstream think about this? Instead of using aluminum for the belly pan, why didn't they just use plexiglass? Genius, right? I mean, look at that. It doesn't rust, it doesn't corrode. I mean, I guess it worked. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm gonna get back to work. I need to get the rest of this subfloor out today in the next 4 hours the most. So, I don't know. I'm just gonna get to it. Making YouTube videos adds like 50% more time to this. So, please do me a favor. I'm putting all this hard work in so you can see what we're doing here and you can do it yourself. Give me a like. Give me a subscribe. Yes, I'm asking because I'm needy. I need it right now, okay? I just got bad news. Give me some good news. Help me get to 500, 1,000 subscribers and a ton of likes on our videos, all right? Just do it for me. Do it for me. Cheer me up. It'll make me feel better, all right? Dirty job. Somebody's got to do it.
And I am on duty to get out all the insulation. It's my least favorite thing, but guess we'll see what surprises we find today.
All right, guys, we did it. We found the culprit. Thing that everybody finds in the floors of the Airstreams. But these ones have long been gone. Mouse remains there. It's obviously been dead for a while. There's my finger just for size comparison, pretty small. Those are the only two so far that we found, but we still got a little bit more floor to rip up. See if there's anything else under there. All right, we did it. I think it only took about 8 hours total between yesterday and today. For the most part, we're all done getting the subfloor out. Next up is to take the belly pan off, which is underneath all that stuff. That's the outside under floor. Then we can start doing what we need to do to the frame.
Which seems to be like a lot.
Yeah, how do you feel?
My back is burning.
So is this as much work as you thought it'd be?
Oh, I wasn't sure what to expect. I'm glad it's your passion project. I get to support you in it and help you clean up.
Yeah. Other than that, it was a lot of back-breaking, tiring work, and boy, does it get hot in this thing without any insulation. Like, just the bare metal, it's like an oven just sitting in the sun.
And then you just
even with all the windows open.
Yeah. The black water tank was fun to smell for the last hour and a half of cleaning.
Yeah, that's
It's rotten.
Can't wait to get rid of that.
All right, you guys, if you liked this video, make sure to subscribe, stay updated, and learn as we learn as well. If you know, whether you want to see us on our adventure, or if you are redoing your own.
Stay tuned.